Yeah, let's say good morning, everyone. Yeah, nice to meet you again. Today is Sunday. It's the last week for our class. Yeah, after we finish our class in this morning, you all will have final exam to finish Global Study 2 in Year 3 Semester 2. Yeah. Let's continue our chapter 5. Chapter 5 here is poverty. Yeah, in chapter 5, I take from the textbook on page 113 to 130, yeah, in Unit 1 and Unit 2. Yeah. But I raised only 5 points. Yeah. Content number 1, what is poverty? Number 2, types of poverty. Number 3, causes of poverty. Number 4, major causes of extreme poverty. And the last one, effects of poverty. Yeah. All these points it has in the book, in the textbook on page 113 to 130. So now move to point number 1. Point number 1, the what is poverty? Yeah, or you can say the definition of poverty. Poverty is the world at its worst when people are deprived of basic everyday things that we take for granted, like food, water, shelter, money, and clothes. Yet the word deprived here, it means suffering a severe and damaging lack of basic material and cultural benefit. Yeah, again, deprived here means suffering a severe and damaging lack of basic material and cultural benefit. Yeah, and here talk about basic material and cultural benefit. Like here we take for granted, like, yeah, the word granted it means admittedly, yeah, used to express a concession or recognition, recognition that something is the case. Yeah, in here we talk the case like food, water, shelter, money, and clothes. Yeah. Let's continue one more definition of poverty. Poverty is scarcity, death, or the state of one who lacks a certain amount of material possession, yeah, material possession, yeah, the possession that a people who is a person on this material or money. Yes, let's say again, poverty is scarcity, death, or the state of one who lacks a certain amount of material possessions or money. It concludes low incomes and the inability to acquire the basic goods and services necessary for survival with dignity. The word scarcity in here means the state of being scarce or in short supply or shortages. Yeah, shortage. Scarcity again is the state of being scarce or in short supply or shortage. Death here is a scarcity or lack of something. Death here it means a scarcity or lack of something. Inability here, the word inability, the state of being unable to do something, the state of being unable to do something. And the last word of the dignity here, the quality of being worthy of honor or respect. Yeah, in this definition, I have four main words to introduce you or explain you. The word scarcity, the state of being scarce or in short supply or state shortage. The word death, a scarcity or lack of something. Inability here, the state of being unable to do something. Dignity here is the quality of being worthy of honor or respect. Yes, scarcity, death, inability, or dignity. So now continue to number 1 again. But we have to talk about poverty has various dimensions. Yeah, poverty has various dimensions, or you can say poverty has different kinds. Yeah, poverty has different kinds, such as income poverty, sexuality poverty, education poverty, health, nutrition poverty, and multiple deprivation. Income poverty is not having enough material possession or income for a person needs. Income poverty is not having enough material possession or income for a person needs. And one more, sexuality poverty. Sexuality poverty means the state of being extremely poor, of being free from danger or threat. Sexuality poverty means the state of being extremely poor, free from danger or threat. Yes, again, sexuality poverty, it means extremely poor, of being free from danger or threat. And the point number 3, education poverty. Education poverty means talk about the state of being extremely poor of education, of study, or of knowledge. Health, nutrition poverty. Health, nutrition poverty means the word nutrition here, the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth. Okay? Poverty, health, nutrition poverty. I mean the extremely poor of the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth. Multiple deprivation. Multiple deprivation here, it means many the damaging lack of material benefit. It means many or too much of damaging lack of material benefits. Yeah. All these dimension, or you can say all this kind, we talk about our poverty. Yeah. Poverty, income poverty, sexuality poverty, education poverty, health, nutrition poverty, and the last one, multiple deprivation. Point number 2 of this chapter, we talk about types of poverty. In types of poverty, there are two: absolute poverty and relative poverty. The first one is absolute poverty. Absolute poverty refers to a threshold income consumption level defined in absolute terms. Again, absolute poverty refers to a threshold income consumption level defined in absolute term. And one more, persons below a predefined threshold income are called poor. Yeah, the word threshold income, it means limited income. Yeah, limited income for all the, or you can say limit income or level of income. Yeah. In here, the first sentence, absolute poverty, refers to a threshold income consumption level defined in absolute term. But one more sentence, a predefined threshold, yeah, a predefined threshold income are called poor. Yeah, the first one we talk about absolute term, and here we talk a predefined threshold income are called poor. Yeah, are called poor, different. And one more, relative poverty. At the moment, I present you the absolute poverty, and now relative poverty. Relative poverty defined in relative terms with reference to level of living of another person, or in relation to an income distribution parameter. Yeah. In here, yeah, relative poverty, there are two parts to compare, or you can say there are two phrases to compare. The first phrase is relative poverty defined in relative term with reference to level of living of another person. But one more phrase is defined in relation to an income distribution parameter. In here, relative, the word it means comparative, or is considered in relation, or in proportion to something else. Parameter here, it means a numerical characteristic. Yeah, parameter, it means it's a numerical characteristic of population. Is a numerical characteristic of population parameter. And one more point, talk about causes of poverty. Causes of poverty. There are 5 points in here, and before I explain all these points, I want to tell you about poverty. Poverty is also caused by drug and alcohol, and not only the poverty is like I present you in the first slide, but in here I want to add one more poverty definition. Poverty is also caused by drug and alcohol, as some people spend all their money on addiction like this. Yeah, poverty it can cause by drug and alcohol as well. Now we talk about lack of education. Yeah, causes of poverty is such as the first, lack of education. Lack of education, I mean, can be defined as a state where people have a below average level of common knowledge about basic things that they would urgently need in their daily life. Yeah, let's say again, lack of education. Lack of education, I mean, can be defined as a state where people have a below average level of common knowledge about basic things that they would urgently need in their daily life. One more point, natural disaster. In natural disaster, example, flood or hurricanes, etc. Natural disaster is a major adverse event resulting from natural processes of the earth. Natural disaster, I mean, is a major adverse event resulting from natural processes of the earth. And one more point, lack of money. Lack of money is a key element in the failure to address this problem is money. Lack of money is a key in the failure to address this problem is money. The lack of money, I mean not enough money, right, to spend for their daily life. No opportunity provided. Yeah, the poverty causes no opportunity provided. I mean, no chance to find a job or to do something. No chance to find a job or to do something. The word opportunity, yeah, you know, right? The word opportunity is a time or set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. But in here, no opportunity provided, means no chance provided, yeah, to do something or to find a job. Yeah, because of poverty, you cannot get a chance or you cannot get opportunity to find a job, something like that. The last point, the last point of causes of poverty is overpopulation. Overpopulation is when there are too many people for the environment to sustain with food, drinkable water, and breathable air, and etc. Yeah, again, overpopulation is when there are too many people for the environment to sustain with food, drinkable water, and breathable air, and etc. Yeah, let's see. We call the there are causes of poverty. Yeah, these are causes of there are is causes of poverty. Sorry, these are is they are causes of poverty. Let's continue. One more. At the moment we talk about causes of poverty, but in here we talk about major causes of extreme poverty. The major causes of extreme poverty, there are 4 points: hunger and malnutrition. The word hunger here, it means it's a feeling of discomfort or weakness caused by lack of food. I mean not enough food to eat, coupled with desire to eat. Yes, let's say again. Hunger is a feeling of discomfort or weakness caused by lack of food, yeah, not enough food to eat, or coupled with desire to eat. Malnutrition here means lack of proper nutrition, I mean not enough proper nutrition caused by not having enough to eat. Not having enough to eat. It means not enough nutrition, not enough proper nutrition, means caused by not having enough to eat. Limited access to quality health care. Limited access to quality health care. The word limited, you know, access to, yep, quality health care. Quality health care, I mean, is also a key component of the right to health. Yeah, quality health care is also a key component of the right to health, or you can say it is a level of value provided by any healthcare resource. Yeah, or you can say it is a level of value provided by any healthcare resource. The word insufficient access to sanitary water. Insufficient access to sanitary water. The word insufficient, not enough or inadequate. Not enough or inadequate, or you can say lack of. Sanitary water, I mean hygienic water or clean water. Yes, in let's say again, insufficient access to sanitary water, it means not enough access or not enough progress, not enough inadequate to hygiene water or to clean water. Limited education. Limited education, I mean ability in reasoning, arithmetic, and language skill, but not enough to allow an inter worker. The limited education it means ability in reasoning, arithmetic, and language skills, but not enough to allow an inter worker. One more point is the last point of the chapter, effect of poverty. Effects of poverty. At the moment we talk about the causes of poverty, but in here we talk about effects of poverty. The first one we talk about high mortality rate. High mortality rate, it means the high the state of being subject to death. It means high death rate. Yeah. High mortality rate, it means high death rate. Yeah. The word mortality means the state of being subject to death. And one more point, increased health risk and perpetuation of epidemics such as HIV, AIDS, and malaria. The word perpetuation, the continuation or preservation of situation or idea. Yeah. And one more word, epidemic. Epidemic is a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community. The word, one more point, hamper children's ability to grow and develop properly and contributes to a cycle of poverty. The word hamper, I mean impede. Impede, it means delay or prevent by obstructing them. In this sentence, or you can say the delay or the or prevention of blocking children's ability to grow and develop properly and contributes to a cycle of poverty. And one more point, inhibits education and social advancement. Inhibits here, I mean it also impede, right? The word delay or prevent, yeah, education and social advancement, yeah, and social advancement in the future. Increase armed conflict. The last one is talk about increased armed conflict. When we have the poverty in our community or in our country, it affects to increase armed conflict. Like all the people can make conflict, can make more and more conflict in their community or in their country. Now I finished my presentation for chapter 5 about poverty. So now if you have any question, please ask me, okay? Don't worry and don't be afraid. Right? But in the chapter poverty, I want to tell you again, there are 5 points. What is poverty? Types of poverty, or you can ask how many types of poverty are there, and what are causes of poverty, and what are major causes of extreme poverty, and what are effects of poverty. If you want to know all these meaning anymore, you have to read the book on page 113 to 130. Yeah, 113 to 130. Yeah, that's all for my presentation this morning. Yeah, goodbye everyone. Thank you.